IQ. He understands the sport. He looks at it in a mental sense. He knows what he needs to do.
Fight. Crawford gonna have to stay consistent and win out. Gonna have to get ahead and stay ahead. You know what I mean? And then also looming is the controversy. Can Crawford win a close decision? I could never win a close decision.
As the same, but I just feel like Crawford's ring eye coordination is better and he has more fire in the body left. He wants it more, in my opinion.
Lennox Lewis explains why Terence Crawford can beat Canelo, saying the battle is more about the mind than the body. He points out Crawford's smart ring IQ, sharp footwork, and ability to adjust his key weapons. For Lewis, size will not decide the outcome because Crawford's tactics and intelligence allow him to shut down opponents. That's why he feels Crawford has the tools to outthink and outfight Canelo.
He's got incredible talent, incredible IQ. He understands the sport. He looks at it in a mental sense. He knows what he needs to do to stay at the top and be at the top. He moves very well. He's a very elusive mover, and his work rate is high.
I won't ask you who's going to win the fight because I know it's a question you've probably been asked a million times, but I will ask you, do you think this fight goes the distance, or do you think this fight ends inside the distance?
Interesting. Really an interesting fight to look at.
Bucco Bernie describes what makes Terence Crawford such a dangerous fighter. To him, Crawford is not only accurate with his punches, but also uses timing that turns his shots into heavy blows opponents struggle to handle. Bernie says Canelo Alvarez, despite his achievements, has not fought anyone with Crawford's mix of hand speed, precision, and natural power. When Bernie says Crawford's fists feel like bricks, it shows how much strength he carries even when moving up in weight.
I mean, a fight is always highly anticipated, and one this magnitude, you know what I'm saying? I think Canelo is hyped too because, you know, they know that Bud brings a different element. And the guys that he's been fighting is now superstars. Bud is a superstar. It's a mega fight. It's an underdog fight, you know. And like I said, you know, I'm sure they anticipate, you know, he has trouble with movers and slick boxers and stuff like that. So they're trying to see how he deals with that, you know. Bud fans is, you know, understandable. You know, Canelo got the power. He got the experience. And, you know, he's one of the faces of boxing. And so, you know, it just breeds anticipation, you know, want to see somebody do something great. And I think that's what everybody mostly counting on. It's a lot of hate, though. A lot of people want to see us lose and the real ones want to see us win. You know what I mean? But, you know, all in all, you know.
This matchup has created huge excitement among fans. The boxing world is buzzing to see how Canelo, who built his career on strength and counterpunching, will deal with someone like Crawford, an elusive and unpredictable opponent. Crawford's movement, agility, and tactical brain make him tricky to figure out. Unlike many of Canelo's past rivals, Crawford will not stay still waiting for counters. This fight is about both styles and reputations. For the first time in years, people believe Canelo is facing an opponent who challenges him everywhere.
Well, Bud Crawford just hits hard anyway. He got fucking bricks for hands. You know what I mean? He got baseball mitts. His hands is as big as a baseball mitt. So, you know, then he's a sharp puncher. So you got to understand that Canelo hasn't fought a sharp puncher. You know, them guys wasn't sharp punchers. Magia, Berlanga, the guys, they not sharp punchers. You know what I'm saying? So when you got a sharp, it's a difference with the speed and the velocity that they're coming with. You know what I mean? If you can understand that, the quickness of the punches, the sharpness of the punches, these guys, you can see all their punches coming. You ain't going to be able to see all Bud punches coming. You ain't going to be able to see his punches coming, for real.
They have what, like one common opponent, Amir Khan?
Yeah.
Tell me, what do you think the difference is? Obviously, you've seen a highlight reel with you know, with Canelo.
Amir Khan, who has shared the ring with both fighters, adds his insight. While he respects Canelo's success, Khan believes Crawford simply wants it more. He feels Crawford's drive and determination could make the difference. Khan also notes that Crawford still has plenty of energy, sharpness, and hunger more than what Canelo can show at this stage. Years at the top have slowed Canelo, while Crawford looks fresher and more focused. Khan argues this mental and physical edge may swing the fight toward Crawford. For him, it's not just about skills, but about who is willing to give everything to win. Right now, That fighter is Crawford.
Great timing, great feints, moves well. Whereas Crawford has the same, but I just feel like Crawford's ring eye coordination is better, and he has more fire in the body left. He wants it more, in my opinion. Whereas Canelo in that last fight against the Cuban guy he fought, he just seems to me that that fire has just gone. Like he was just getting the win and moving around and enjoying himself, which he can do because at the end of the day, the guy he's already cemented his legacy, so he can do that. So yeah, I got Crawford winning that fight.
And when you sparred him, when you when you're in the same camp with Bomac, what was it? What was it like? You have any good stories about sparring him since you were an opponent?
See, when I fought him as a fight, I didn't know what to expect. But then obviously, when I sparred with him, I would try different things to really how would I be able to beat a guy like him? And I was working on different things, and the guy is very tricky. He's a guy that always keeps on adapting your style and also keep getting better and better as the fight goes on. So yeah, he's a very, very good fighter. I do like him because he came to my camp 2-3 times, drove up to spend like 2-3 weeks with me. Well, just give me some advice and be there with me and win with me and train with me. And so yeah, that's why like them little things go a long way for me, and that's why I'll always support him and push him.
View trainer Stephen Bredman Edwards gives a reality check. He says Canelo sparring Jaron Ennis, another talented fighter, is a smart move, but only symbolic. Sparring, he explains, is never the same as a real fight. Boxers use it to test ideas, practice styles, or send messages. For Canelo, sparring Ennis may create the image he is ready for Crawford's style. Edwards warns that while sparring is useful, it cannot copy the pressure and intensity of a championship bout. Under the lights with millions watching, it's completely different. Crawford's skills cannot be reduced to practice sessions. Edwards says Canelo's sparring choice should be seen as mental preparation and public messaging, not proof he will beat Crawford.
Charm and don't do nothing in camp and then go look like $1 million in the fight. That's why fighters spend the kind of money they spend on sparring partners, because getting the look or simulating the intensity of how a fight is going to be is how you prepare for a fight. And the most important part of camp is sparring. So it didn't make me say that Canelo was going to win the fight, but it did make me say, damn, he's taking this fight serious, and that's a real good look. I respect the fact that he went out and got the best possible sparring he could find for Crawford to win this fight. I even respect when he did it, because if he would have got Boots early in camp, Boots would have probably beat his butt. You know what I mean? When you first come to camp and you're not sharp. So he got him a few weeks in the camp where maybe, what's how many weeks left for the fight? About 3 weeks left for the fight. This usually your peak time. So he got him about 3 weeks left in the camp so he can handle the work. Because again, you've been up to Philly and you've seen the work. Boots don't have bad days in the gym. He stays in the gym all the time. Yeah. So like you could just get him off the streets and he'll go 10 or 12 rounds in the gym. He don't have bad days. I'm like, I'm not just bragging. I'm not bragging about a kid that I don't train or he's not my son. I'm just telling the truth. Like, I haven't seen him have like an off day in the gym in like 10 years. You know how sometimes a guy don't look good and you be like, oh, okay, he not doing his best. He really don't have them days. You know what I mean?
And the crazy part about it is he does more than 3-minute rounds and he never sits down. Like, never.
The meaning behind sparring Jaron Ennis is clear. Canelo wanted to experience something close to what Crawford brings. Like Crawford, Ennis is quick, versatile, and can fight from either stance. By sparring him, Canelo likely hoped to get used to the rhythm and unpredictability Crawford has. But experts say no sparring partner can copy Crawford perfectly. His timing, mid-fight adjustments, a unique rhythm belong only to him. So while the sessions give Canelo confidence and show fans he's serious, they don't give him the full winning formula.
Moves, as Canelo's maybe not had as much experience with that since moving to 168. Usually he's the smaller guy fighting some of the bigger guys. But that's not all this is. This is a message that Canelo is looking to replicate exactly what Terence Crawford has in his arsenal, has in his tool set, because everybody has wanted to see the Boots Ennis versus Terence Crawford fight because it's a stylistic matchup that is very interesting. Both guys fight out of both stances. That's right. Boots will fight out of southpaw and orthodox. Both guys are very good using their defense to create offense. Boots, one of the best at Philly shelling, catch countering, being able to do it out of both stances, has a beautiful check hook out of southpaw. As orthodox fighters throw their left hook, he comes over the top with his. And why would Canelo be looking for someone that could throw a beautiful lead hook and a backhand as a counter punch, rolling with their defense back to their offense? Oh, wait, because that's what Terence Bud Crawford does so well. Boots is explosive. He's got great counterpunch timing. He's got good awareness. His feet are good. He can walk you onto punches. He can lead the dance going first, not just looking for his counterpunches, but underrated, I think, in his aggression to lead the exchanges. This is a perfect get for Canelo. And I'm not even trying to play the one side or the other. Canelo fans, Crawford fans, you're going to think whatever you want to think. But the reality is, getting this kind of sparring is a massive deal for Canelo. It's going to give him probably the best look you could get for Terence Bud Crawford outside of sparring Terence Bud Crawford. I can't understate how important even just a couple of days working with Jaron Boots Ennis is going to be for Canelo, just to see a bit of the tempo, a bit of that switching of stance, because let's be honest, there's not many guys that Canelo has fought that have fought out of both stances and done it as fluidly as Boots Ennis or as Bud Crawford will do in their fight.
One other issue for Canelo Alvarez is his slow in speed and movement. At over 30, many notice he's less mobile than before, which could be a big problem against a quick fighter like Crawford. Canelo's strengths have been timing, counterpunching, and cutting off the ring, but with age, his stamina and footwork are questioned more often. If he cannot keep up with Crawford's angles and movement, he may be chasing a target he cannot trap. That creates a tactical weakness. Power alone will not help if he can't position himself properly. Fans and analysts are watching closely to see if Crawford's agility exposes this flaw.
Although he's holding back, you can tell. People are saying his legs, they look slower than usual, and Canelo has always been someone who's always had very slow feet. Even when he was down at 154 pounds. Something that plagued him throughout the course of his career is he's just had very slow feet. You know, like cement sometimes on them. That's one of the weaknesses of Canelo. And obviously now, he's, how old is Canelo? 35 years old, 34, 35. They got to be, like, they were slow in your mid-20s. They're definitely going to be slow now in your mid-30s. Before we follow up on that, just have a look there really, really quickly on screen. Please, if y'all could, hit the like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. It literally takes like 2 seconds. We're only a couple of subs off 26,300. We want to get 30k. Please, if you could help me out, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, Canelo's always had slow feet. But I think this is the bigger... I think a lot of people are more worried about this now because he's going to be in there. Essentially, he's going to be in there against someone who is really... I mean, it's obviously Crawford's last fight was at 154 pounds, but like, he's really a welterweight. You know, he did look a little bit undersized at 154. He's going to look completely undersized at 168. But the size difference... the size... you know, thing out of the equation, the speed difference is going to be vast because Crawford's always had good feet. He's always had fast feet. And if you think Canelo's feet look slow against someone like William Skull, a big, bulky 168 pounder who at the end of the day was just running around the ring, he's going to look even slower against Crawford. And a lot of people are saying, just based upon that training footage, oh, it's now a 50-50 fight, you know, I'm running with Terence Crawford, or that's who I'm going to go with.
Few experts warn that although Crawford's talent is clear, moving up to face a naturally bigger man like Canelo is a major risk. Canelo has been comfortable at higher weights, beating proven champions with size, power, and durability. His experience in these divisions gives him an advantage Crawford has not yet proven. Crawford's edge in speed and skills could be tested by Canelo's strength. That's the danger going into this fight with Terence Crawford. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned.